This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
That's right. Tonight on this radio station, the Wolves take it to the Lakers one more time. Coach Finch, he's happy about his team's mindset.
Same mood every day, which is what you want at this time of the year. You know, obviously locked in. Practices have been good. Game plan execution's been good. I thought we got a little loose in Game 4 on some things we've been really good at, so we need to go back and look at tightening that up.
Yeah, that's cool.
Can I ask a sports question?
Sure.
Can I ask you a question about dinosaurs, frogs, and fish?
Sure.
If we win tonight and the Warriors win tonight, there will be no games on Friday, right? Because those series will be over. Do they start the second round like Saturday?
Not sure.
No, I think the schedule stays the same no matter what. Because there's a lot of moving parts.
Because then you'd have no games Friday, you'd have no games Sunday. That's a lot of time for no NBA games.
No, it's perfect.
Yeah, good point.
I mean, again, this is how awesome this is setting up for the Wolves. If you can just close out the Lakers, whether it's Game 5, Game 6, Game 7, and the Warriors continue to win, the Wolves would have home court advantage in round 2. And I think they'd be favored against the Warriors. But the Warriors also did what the Wolves did. The Warriors, post Jimmy Butler, didn't they at the end of the year essentially do what the Wolves did and go like 21-4 or something in their last 20? It was some crazy number like that. The Warriors were absolutely on fire their final 25 or 30 games.
Yeah.
So, two crazy hot teams. I think the Wolves would be favored in this series, rightfully so, with home court advantage. Then, look, not to go PA on it and say, get me to the Western Conference Finals and you're on your own after that, but
do it.
Look, I'm not saying we could beat OKC, but why not? Who cares? We could maybe do it.
Well, I think I answered my own question.
Oh, good.
By doing a minor bit of research.
Yeah. Yep.
Pacers-Cavs game would be this Sunday, Game 1, right? That would have been their Game 7 against Milwaukee. So I would guess that Wolves, Warriors, if they're both of their bits end tonight, that will be Game 1, will be Sunday.
Sunday-ish?
Yeah.
At Target Center!
Yeah,
let's go. Let's go.
That'd be cool. Be cool. We'll find out tonight, right? Tonight's the big, and of course the Wild lost, and we head into Game 6 here at home.
Yeah, I thought we battled hard tonight. I mean, it was a tight game. It's all about moving on to Game 6 now.
That's right. Thanks, Heinz. Let's talk about the news.
This is KFAN News with Chris Hockey.
It's me.
Presented by the St. Paul Saints.
You think it ain't? The St. Paul Saints earned a 4-2 win over Columbus in Columbus yesterday. The 12-13 Saints send Andrew Morris to the mound against the Clippers tonight, again in Columbus. We'll let you know when they're back at CHS Field. SaintsBaseball.com. Thank you, St. Paul Saints.
If you were Andrew, would you go by Andrew, Andy, or Drew?
Probably Andrew.
Probably Andy.
Yeah,
seems the most proper.
Probably
most
Andy.
professional. But I know a bunch of Andys. My nephew is named Drew. I don't know why I'm so fascinated by names. I guess it's because I don't really care who wins or loses when I go to a Saints game. I just like the Saints.
Yeah, they're fun.
So I guess when you started talking about the stats, I was more focused on the name part of it.
Yeah.
It's like yesterday with Gene. I had a lot of questions about the name Gene.
Yeah, Mean Dean.
I don't know. My interests are pretty boring.
Yes, they are.
And questionable.
Yeah.
Guess it's watching poker and asking questions about people's names.
Yeah,
that's kind of weird.
Yeah, pretty empty existence. Whatever.
That's all right, baby.
Yeah, I'm a descendant of a frog and a dinosaur and a fish. I'm doing the best I can.
It's those lips, though.
Yeah.
You got from the fish.
Got them from the fish.
You sure did, buddy. Sorry about that.
You do have fishy lips.
You sure do. Sure do. This is a real story, so everybody be cool. A man whose skate fatally cut a University of Minnesota Duluth player during a game in England will not face criminal charges. British prosecutors made the decision Tuesday in connection with the 2023 death of Adam Johnson. He was playing for the Nottingham Panthers when Matthew Petgrave's skate connected with his neck. Johnson died at the hospital while Petgrave was arrested a few days later. Authorities say after a lengthy investigation, it was determined that there was no prospect of conviction for any criminal offenses. So there you go.
That was a terrible story then. It's a terrible story now.
Story. Yep,
I mean,
that's right. Yep.
from a legal perspective, I have zero knowledge on where they were going with that or how you were going to possibly prove. Even if it looked like on the video, there's like, wow, he kind of raised his foot. Or how do you prove that he tried to hurt him or kill him? Or I don't know.
Yeah, right.
What a mess. That's just a terrible story.
All the way around. Yep. Let's see. Now, here's a weird story for you. A Texas highway had to be shut down on Tuesday after an 18-wheeler loaded with dimes. I'm not talking about, good-looking ladies. I'm talking about actual dimes. Overturned and spilled its contents all over the roadway.
Free money.
Yeah, man.
Footage from the scene showed some workers using vacuums to round up the coinage. At last check, there was no word on why the truck was carrying so many dimes.
Yeah, that is weird.
Right?
I think I asked this a couple months ago, and I honestly immediately forgot the answer. What's the deal now with coins in terms of most banks don't change them for you anymore, correct?
I think you are correct.
And aren't most of the Coinstar machines gone? Like, where? If I have a whole bunch of change now, what do I do
Cup
with it?
Foods.
But don't they take a huge percentage?
I don't know about a huge percentage, but they do.
Well, they used to have them at Huntington banks.
Yeah.
And if you had a checking account, it was free. If you didn't, I think it's a decent fee, but I don't know if it's...
Because, it sounds like a small amount, it's just like a 5% thing. But if I have $1,000 in coins, I'm not giving anywhere near 5% to just changing my...
coins, aren't you?
I don't want to do that either.
I know. I got a big old jar of them, man.
Oh,
Same.
yeah? What are you going to do with them?
I'm going to bathe in them like Scrooge McDuck.
That sounds hot.
It kind of does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I wonder if Scrooge
I'm
would...
going to lose some dimes, though.
Don't you think he would immediately die?
Yeah, the Family Guy does a bit about that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just break his neck.
Because it's a mass.
Like a church thing?
But if you had all that in a room, it wouldn't just, it's not water.
No, it is not water. It's metal.
It would form a mass and you would die.
Would form a mass.
Yeah, water has buoyancy.
I don't think you ever split off from chimps and gorillas.
Yeah.
I think you're stuck.
Well.
Water has buoyancy. The metal dimes and coins would form a mass.
I mean, it was explained one time, but I wasn't really paying attention.
You can tell.
Yeah. That sounds right.
Yeah.
Curators at a Dutch museum say a painting worth $56 million has been damaged by an unsupervised child. A spokesperson for the museum in Rotterdam says the 1960 abstract painting by American artist Mark Rothko has a number of visible scratches in the unvarnished paint layer after the child touched the lower part of the work. The identity of the child and the parents has not been released. In the past, the museum has billed visitors who damage artworks on display. Restoration experts have been brought in to repair the painting.
How can you bill anybody that on a painting that's worth $56 million? What are you going to do? Or whatever. Is that the number you said, 56?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. 50 plus million, and some kid scratches it. What are you going to do? Bill the family for $17 million?
Yeah.
Correct.
Good luck getting that money.
Right.
I would say hang it a little higher. A. B. Don't let kids in the museum.
Yeah.
Kids
What
are
Hogs
stupid.
said.
Yeah, this is this is something little Paulie Lambert would have done.
Oh, my God.
And Jeff's like, for God's sakes, Paulie, why do I take you out in public?
Yep.
I don't think he really did.
We tried to leave you in public a lot.
Yeah. Well, that's sad.
Man.
I kept calling saying there's an escaped baby gorilla.
I still think when you were going to be an art collector, that was one of my favorite meat sauce things that
was a
never
good
happened.
era. That was a really good era.
I think I'm going to start collecting art, and you were going to collect art, but I think you were more so you were going to be
An artist.
A guy that hosted art shows.
Yeah. Well, who's to say I'm not collecting art?
You were so excited about doing it, and then it happened 0 times.
Well, that was so much better than pie baking era.
Yeah, that was bait, though. you would just bake single gals' pies. You want to come over to my house? I'll bake you a pie.
Yeah, see, you should have been doing other things with their pies.
I don't know why I didn't get into collecting art. Well, A, it's expensive.
Yeah, that'd be it. I mean, that's
B,
A,
it's
B, and C.
boring.
Why is it boring?
It's boring to me.
Yeah, but weren't you going to try to make money off of it? You weren't going to do it for fun.
No, I should start collecting art.
I can't imagine the Twin Cities art community is like, you know who would draw in a huge crowd of the demo that we're looking for?
Yeah.
Sauce.
You're a real patron.
We need to get his fan base to our museum. That'll make sense. They won't scratch the paintings.
Yeah, well, what do you mean?
I'm just saying, I don't think, I don't know. I don't think, when you walk into a museum, there's some kind of an alarm that goes off.
For sure.
So the kind of people that you would bring in, I don't think that's what they're looking for. That's not their demo.
Here's
Yeah,
a
you're
Gal
probably
Gadot.
The lady, the Wonder Woman?
Look at the way he used light to reflect the cleavage.
Oh, your mic.
See, that's what we should do, Sauce. We should pull up some of the great works of art on Google and then have you describe what emotions you're feeling, what you think the artist was trying to convey.
Okay.
And just break it down, not from a historical perspective, just what you think of a certain painting.
Yeah. Zacho?
Yeah, Daddy.
Yeah.
Hi, baby. I'm
Zach.
sorry. You're so sad. He's live in Vegas, ladies.
That sucked.
Yeah, he's live in Vegas right now, and he's got his window shades shut right now behind him.
Just glad he's got his window shut.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point.
Zachary, man,
Yeah,
heartbreak.
nobody needs to see that. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I mean, there's no way to. That was about as heartbreaking of a loss as I've experienced in a long time. As anybody who has been a fan of anything has experienced that. 1:15 to go. Looked like Ryan Hartman had won the game for the Wild, at least giving them a chance to win, and then. Went to video review and was like, oh no, please don't. And then they're like, oh, the goal's confirmed. I'm like, okay, cool. And then, you start to celebrate. And then they go back under the hood again because Nyquist was like 3 inches offside, and now it's back to a tie game and get to overtime, and that's about a big of a gut punch that I've experienced when it comes to sports in a long while. But that sucked last night. Ugh.
Yeah, that's hard, man. That's hard.
What'd you do in Vegas in the 24 hours that you essentially had for free time? Anything fun?
It didn't have a lot of free time after. Watching the severe weather coverage, of course.
Of course.
And then yesterday was basically go to morning skate and then get some stuff ready for the weekend, and or at least Thursday, Friday, and so then get right back to the rink. So it's weird. I've never been this sober for this long in this town in my life, and it's still pretty cool though. It's still pretty fun. So over here, I still love the energy and everything, even though it is, by the way, much more free and much more open now. Not having WrestleMania here like it was last week, so the strip is a lot more walkable and a lot more nice and not filled with people with wrestling belts on, which is fine. You can wear them.
Those are the kinds of people that would show up to Sauce's art show.
Yes, correct.
That would be fun.
Yeah. Thank you, Zach.
I think you'd be a great art show host.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you do it just one, Sauce, just so the fan can promote it? We could give away tickets
To my art show?
Yeah. Okay. There's going to be some kind of an admission fee.
Yeah,
right?
well,
Somebody's got to make some money.
cash.
Right.
All right, let's do it.
Where are you going to get this art? You're not going to make it, are you?
Yeah, he's going to. You have to. You have to make it yourself.
Dude, that would be legendary. If you spent the next year putting together 15 to 20 pieces of art that you made and then had a showing.
People would buy it.
You think? Boy, you really like yourself. There's no chance.
Hawk would.
I probably would.
I've seen you sketch a lot of things. It's not worth paying $1 for.
I would buy it because I need toilet paper.
Oh.
And he's the unwiped.
I really am.
People would buy it, I'd hope.
Start painting. Let's
They'll
see.
come, Ray.
Yeah. Ooh.
Start painting.
Okay.
See what you can do in the next year, and then show them.
Yeah.
Show
I'm
them
gonna
and
be
sell them.
like Bob Ross. Only instead of happy little trees, I'm going to put happy little hookers in the background. And right here, there's a happy little harlot.
No.
Look at how her hips are buckling.
God, you're horny.
And over here's Mark Rosen.
What's he doing?
He's looking at the happy little harlot,
Oh.
judging her.
How is Rose?
Scouting.
Yeah,
He's probably mentoring her.
I'm sure he is.
Sauce will do sports after this. This is the Power Trip Morning Show on the Fan.
Hey, good morning. It's your Power Trip Morning Show. Here we are. Live in St. Louis Park, Minnesota. Zacho live in Las Vegas, Nevada. Trying to recover from a bad loss.
Hey, Zachary.
Yeah, Daddy.
Yes, sir.
You were in Las Vegas for games 1 and 2. You were in Las Vegas for game 5 last night. If it goes 7, are you headed back on Saturday?
Probably. Yeah, not even probably. It's not going to happen. Only way to make it work would be to actually fly with the team, and it doesn't look like there's going to be room on the flight. So,
Oh, man.
I will be watching back in the cities, and that's fine. And I hope that's the case, because that means that we got to a game 7. So,
Well said.
Yeah, well
Fingers
said,
crossed.
Zachy.
Well, thanks for your honesty. All right, Sauce, ready?
Yeah, man.
Are you sure?
Not really.
I can tell you're not ready. You're scrambling over there.
I'm not scrambling.
What are you typing right now?
My password into Twitter?
I knew it.
It's time for Fan 5 on the Power Trip, presented by All Around.
Yes! Zacho, the Wild
Please
trailed
stop.
the Golden.
Please.
All right, I'll stop.
Please.
Go ahead again.
The Wild trailed the Golden Knights 2-1 late in the third when Matt Boldy scored to tie it at 2-2. The Wild thought they had the winning goal a few minutes later, but Nyquist was offsides. The game went to overtime where the Golden Knights scored to win the game 3-2 and make the series 3-2. Game 6, though, is tomorrow in St. Paul at 6:30.
yeah, I mean, again, I don't know. That was about as big of a gut punch as you could possibly have in terms of just going from with that Hartman goal. That just, I mean, I don't know. There's a whole debate on video replay and if we should have stuff decided based on a matter of inches. That Gustav Nyquist was never going to make an impact on that play anyway. But whatever, we'll go down that some other time. But just a very crazy night. You mentioned Gustafson out after 2 periods of play due to illness, and Marc-Andre Fleury comes in. I said a few weeks ago, or actually not even it was like a week ago, I talked to a Vegas Golden Knights employee, and they're like, hey, do you think Fleury will play? And I'm like, well, if Fleury plays, something, bad must have happened. And Gus getting sick is something bad that happened. And Fleury ended up being very, very good in the third period, came in cold and did phenomenal. The storylines were there. Fleury comes back and maybe gets one final playoff victory against his former team in the arena that he eliminated the Wild a few years ago in Game 7. And then looked like it was, and it wasn't. So, obviously a disappointed locker room after the game, but they were all very focused on Thursday. And that'll be the big night, 6:30 to stay alive. This team has had their backs against the wall seemingly all damn year, and this is no different. We'll see if they can pull it off and come back. And again, as I mentioned, would not be the first Game 7 meeting between the Wild and the Golden Knights here in Las Vegas, and it was a close one last time. And who knows what could happen if they get another shot. But again, Thursday night in St. Paul, finally an early start too, by the way, 6:30 ish puck drop will be a rocking building indeed.
That's hockey, I think.
Got that right.
Yeah, thanks, Zachy. The Wolves
Thanks,
will
Paul.
look to close out the Lakers tonight in L.A. at 9 o'clock.
Let's
Your
go.
Wolves lead the series 3-1, but the Lakers are 5.5-point favorites. Game 6 would be Friday.
Let's do some skedaddling.
Let's just end it.
Yeah, just end it.
Just put the old man to bed.
Yeah.
Let Luka complain for 48 more minutes, and then we'll call it a day.
Let's put the pillow on his mouth.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, do that.
Yep, let's just completely suffocate him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By murder.
No, don't murder him.
You agreed with it. Everybody heard you.
I did not agree.
Sauce, do you think you're capable of committing murder?
No.
Really?
I can't.
What if somebody messes with Cal or Lou?
Well, then yes.
I flipped you in 3 seconds.
Well, but you said...
I said, are you capable of murder? You go, no. I go, well, what about Cal and Lou? You're like, well, then yes.
Well, but that's a weird way to put it. Because
Why?
the way
That's
you
the
said
most
it
likely
would just...
reason to murder somebody is if it's a crime of passion. You know,
well, if you just the way you worded it was like, could you just murder somebody? Right
I didn't say that. I said, could you commit murder?
I think we all knew that your family was going to be involved.
I can't follow a plot.
I'm not saying could you just go to a random city in America and just murder a stranger. I'm saying could you see yourself getting so mad you're like, I'm going to take that guy's life?
Yeah, let me ask you this question. Let me take it a little further. You murdering son of a bitch.
Gee,
I can see it in your eye.
He's on death row for killing like 9 people. Could you pull the switch?
Yeah. Could you flip the switch? Could you pull the trigger if you're in a firing squad?
You don't know any of the people he killed, but could you do it for
humanity? Yeah, do it for the rest of us.
Here's the thing.
Tell me.
If I agree to this, you guys are going to say that I'm a psychopath. If I say no, you're going to have a different reason and be mad at me for that.
I'm not going to be mad.
So you're saying this is a trap?
Yes.
All right. So would you flip the switch on a serial killer?
Yeah.
Death row in the electric chair. Would you flip the switch? Yes or no?
No.
So you would let a serial killer live?
Continue living.
No, somebody else would.
You think it's better off if that person's just walking around, breathing, watching Netflix, doing push-ups, getting ripped,
I guess you want to be free, you freaking liberal.
Oh, probably having multiple pen pals, building relationships, playing cards.
What just happened?
God, you got worms in your brain.
You have worms in your wiener.
So you'd rather have that guy just, again, living my life, playing poker, watching Netflix, having chicken strips, and taking naps. That's what prison's like for that guy.
Go ahead.
Because you didn't flip the switch.
You seem happy.
Bring him some manis while you're at it.
Yeah, go ahead. Bring him some mani-pedis.
Yeah.
Yeah, pamper him a little bit.
Yeah,
you're not willing to flip the switch?
Go ahead and wash his old BH for him. Make sure he's nice and healthy.
Make sure he's nice and healthy. All because you wouldn't flip the switch for the rest of us.
Would
you're
you?
Let him go free, I bet now, aren't you?
No, I'm not letting this person go free.
I knew it.
Well, you're
Would
letting
you
him
guys
live.
do it?
You're letting him live.
No,
the governor didn't pardon him at the last second. This was completely up to you. The governor
thanks,
said,
Alanis Morissette.
the governor said, your choice. And you said, nah, I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it. By the way, the person that you didn't flip the switch on murdered 57 women.
Yeah, way to go.
57 women.
And
every one of them
now.
And every one of them had small kids.
Well,
all
Jesus.
Yeah,
then yes, I would.
Well, no, you said you wouldn't do it.
You said let him go free.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No.
You said I ain't doing it.
Sounds like a better number.
And then you said, would you guys? And Chris and I immediately were like, 100%. He killed 57 women.
Yeah.
Gross.
You didn't tell me that part.
Should have assumed it. He's on death row. What do you think he did? Jaywalked?
Yeah, did he trim somebody's fingernails?
What are you going to tell all those small kids?
Thanks, Zach.
We'll never speak to
Great
them.
question.
You're going to ignor the kids.
Yeah.
They have a lot of questions.
You do, Louie.
I do not do that. I love Louie.
Yeah, not enough to kill his murderer.
Oh, I would kill his murderer. That's not the question.
Oh.
You are a murderer.
You have scabies.
God, I'm going to write a book about you.
What?
I'm going to write a book about you.
A book or a joke? I heard joke.
Same thing.
God already wrote a joke about you.
What would you call it?
The Life and Times of Meats on
It'd be a coffee table book because it'd have my head on it. It'd be a huge book. That wasn't funny. The twins had a long range.
God sitting at his desk going, oh, no, get a load of this. Look at how big I made his head. Check this out. Everybody else is having the biggest laugh of all time. Let's see this guy. Let's see how long this guy can walk around on with this neck and that head. Let's see if it works.
The soundtrack God listens to while he watches you walk around.
That's sad. How the Twins.
You're heavy.
Oh, man. What about the Twins?
What was
what about
that
him?
from?
Traffic report.
It's the chicken dance.
No. The lady saying you're heavy.
Yeah, it's a traffic report.
You're heavy.
She said you're heavy?
Yeah, she was telling. She's if you're on 169, you're heavy.
You're heavy.
And then she watched you waddle across the studio.
Jesus. The Twins had a
Wow,
long
that's a funny word.
rain delay. It didn't really rain. Then it rained, and then they lost 2-1 to the Guardians.
Man, I feel like I was there.
Well, they were in a rain delay, and it wasn't raining.
I thought you were doing like poetry or something.
Slam poetry. So there goes their 4-game winning streak.
Oh.
The Guardians walked it off in the 9th of the home run. Same two teams today at 5-10.
Blah, blah.
Pablo Lopez returns, and he goes for the Twins. Game time, 5-10. I mean, the other stuff I have is football stuff.
Cody on break and come back and do football stuff?
Yeah, is that okay?
Sure, man.
That's hot.
I got all kinds of JJ Mac audio for you.
Did you watch that? Yes, you watched that, Zach.
Every second.
My God.
All right, so we have JJ McCarthy audio. Again, the Vikings extended Andrew Van Ginkel. We can talk about that as well. Vikings news in a second. This is the Power Trip Morning Show on the Fan.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Am I weird, or shouldn't the break be over right now?
Yeah. You're weird, and the break should be over.
Is it not over?
I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know what just happened.
I don't know
Did we
either.
play our entire break?
Um,
I'm all confused now. It looks like it went out of one break right into the next break.
I don't know what's happening. I never know what's happening.
Yeah.
Hi, Carly.
Hello.
Hi, Carly.
Hello.
Carly, what's happening with our commercials?
Great question.
Are we at the right break?
No. You're in the 3rd break, and you're supposed to be in the 4th break.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't know anymore.
I don't know. Make Chad fix it.
Chad,
Do you think he's
Can I read?
here?
Come here, Chad.
what are you trying to do, Zeko?
I just need to read some things real quick.
Go
If
for
that's
it.
I
okay.
mean, you could do that on your own time,
Mike?
brother.
Yeah.
Like,
you
well, I
read
mean,
in
this
silence?
stuff is of public concern,
Okay.
and the public should know that we're heading north.
To Alaska.
Join us at Grandview Lodge May 1st and 2nd. Unfortunately, not going to Alaska. We are going to Grandview Lodge, which is pretty cool. Be
That's
there
tomorrow.
Thursday night for some off-air fun and games for great prizes. Then stick around as we go live on the air Friday morning, including the initials game and your shot at a stay at the Tank of Verde Dude Ranch in Arizona. All the details are at KFAN.com/Grandview. Hope to see you there Thursday and Friday, tomorrow and Friday. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, a lot of prizes.
That's
Some big time
cool.
stuff.
Stay at a ranch?
Yeah, pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Meet a cowboy?
A dude ranch.
Oh, I like it.
So 7 to 9 tomorrow night, Grandview. That's for off the air. The Wild will be on the air, but we'll be off the air doing a bunch of stuff, giving away stuff, prizes and whatnot, and a Rube game of initials, just like we kind of do at TI. Same kind of a concept. And then Friday morning, normal Power Trip Morning Show, 5:30 to 9 with initials at 8:15. Don't forget, $90,000 potentially
Whoa.
with the jackpot starting this Friday. $90K we're at.
Greasy.
That is insane.
Did they cap it at any amount?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
I love it.
St. Paul Federal Credit Union.
$1 billion.
Yeah, maybe $1 billion.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So if it gets to $1 billion, they're just going to tap out.
It's time for Vikings news on the Power Trip.
Yeah.
Presented by
Your truck accessories pro.
I don't know if anybody's listening to us or can hear us right now.
Who knows?
Chad, help. I don't know what the hell happened.
Where's Chad?
Who knows?
The Vikings and Andrew Van Ginkel agreed to a one-year contract extension, $23 million with $22.4 million guaranteed. Signed a 2-year deal last year with the Vikings and was a massive star, right? He played fantastic last year. So
good.
They said, why don't we just tack a year on and let's make it worth $1 bazillion. So $23 million.
Yeah, hell yeah,
Roll with
man.
it, baby.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's everywhere. Career high 11.5 sacks last season and 2 pick sixes. And like we mentioned a couple of hours ago, there was at least 1 or 2 others that looked like he was going to house him if he just held onto the ball.
Yep.
He had a clear path. So he's an instinctive player.
Well, that Detroit game, he had one and he dropped it, but, that wasn't the only problem we had in that game, so it wouldn't probably have mattered.
Well said.
The offensive line was terrible.
Well said.
Not anymore,
come
though.
on!
Yeah, all right, not
Well
anymore.
JJ is our quarterback. JJ Mack, I like to call him. He's our quarterback. And he talked to the media yesterday, Corey, and he had some things to say. Would you like to hear him?
Sure.
Here he
I know
talks
Zach
about
would.
Kevin Seifert's like, hey, are you ready to be the starting quarterback? And he said,
I know I'm ready to start. I appreciate that question because all the work I put in and just the confidence in my skills and abilities, just being able to do my job and simplify things to, the best of my ability every single day and, just take it one day at a time, one play at a time. And, I have a tremendous coaching staff, a tremendous group of guys around me that I can lean on and they can lean on me.
Hey, Paul, if I want to take Fan 5 at 8 o'clock off, are you ready to do Fan 5 for me?
Sure. You can lean on me.
Well, you didn't appreciate that question? JJ did. He's got manners. JJ appreciated even being asked if he was ready.
Yeah,
That was the best question.
Yeah,
he's
thank
ever
him for
been
it.
asked.
Please.
100%. He appreciated the
thank
question.
Corey.
Why wouldn't you just thank me for
Thank
asking
him.
you?
Well, thank you for being a friend.
What a weird thing to say to Corey.
Why? He is my friend.
Well, I don't think you've talked to him.
I haven't off the air. He won't talk to me off the air.
I don't like eye contact.
Yeah, well, that's not what I heard. That's not what your Google search says.
What do you think I Google? Solid eye contact?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And?
POV.
JJ Mack, my quarterback, is ready for the pressure.
Personally, I think the more pressure, the better for me because, that's something I thrive off of.
Oh, Zach.
They always say the cliche, pressure is a privilege, but that's something that you sign up for when you play in the National Football League, especially at the quarterback position. And, I feel like pressure, all it does is just bring out what's inside of you. And, I feel pretty good about what's inside of me.
Oh, my God.
More pressure, the better.
Zach, turn your mic off.
Zach, please turn your camera off, too, because I can see you.
Yeah. He's never going to come in here if he hears that.
That was too much for Zach.
That was too much.
That one soundbite.
Zach took up smoking.
I get it.
I'm pretty sure he thinks it's Christmas morning right now. Anyway, there's
Carly,
needed that today.
JJ McCarthy or JJ Reddick?
Oh, JJ Reddick.
okay.
Not even a question.
Not even close, huh?
Traitor.
Thanks, Darth Vader.
Only
JJ
reason I'm watching the series.
JJ Reddick's a good-looking dude.
Yeah.
I get it.
Here's JJ Mack, my quarterback, on missing his rookie season.
The whole process has been, a unique one. I haven't had an injury like this that sat me down for so long, and I was very grateful for the opportunity that I had to really get a head start on the mental side of the game, our offense, opponents, defensive schemes, and individual aspects of each player. And
KFAN.
just
Total
really
traffic.
getting on the same page with KO has been awesome.
What's happening? Are we in double break now?
I don't know what's going on.
Did Abbott help you?
No.
Is somebody broadcasting live somewhere today? Is there a reason that somebody would have access to the computers, Echo? Like, you guys see
I don't know. I've been watching it, and I know that somebody is in control of it right
gotta
now.
be Abbott.
They're moving breaks around.
Yeah,
Is
it's
it Gal
Abbott.
Gadot?
But
Yeah, it's Wonder Woman.
yes, it's Wonder Woman pushing all the buttons as per usual.
That's how she do it.
Mm-hmm.
You
So,
might be wondering
I don't know what's going on.
how JJ Mack reacted to the Aaron Rodgers rumors. Am I right?
I was wondering
Yeah,
that.
I was.
Here he is.
Obviously, respect Aaron Rodgers, one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game. But all I was focusing on was just that day-to-day, task. What I was doing here, what I was doing at home to kind of make myself the best overall player I could be, best overall man. And those blinders were on just like they've been on my entire career.
There you go.
Sauce, he appreciates the question about when is he going to start. He's grateful for the opportunity to get in the mental reps while he's hurt, and he respects Aaron Rodgers. So appreciation, gratefulness, and respect.
Yeah. Name one of those that you've ever had.
I appreciate you guys. I have respect for my wife, Carly. That's it.
My wife.
Carly's your wife?
My wife?
No.
No. Thanks for the comedy.
Sauce. I don't want to offend everybody.
What percentage of people that work at the fan do you respect?
Say that again?
What percentage of the people who work at the fan do you respect?
Oh,
and please
10?
don't say Gal Gadot.
10%? 10%.
Yeah.
There's only like 10 people on the station.
Hawk. Nardo.
Hi.
Zachy.
So not me. Not PA. Not Barrero. Not
you.
You didn't name me.
Well, because I want people to think I hate you, but secretly.
But now you've already named like half the station. I don't think you're good with percentages.
I don't think you're good at being a kind human.
He's got you there.
What a comeback.
Nailed that one.
Lastly, here's what JJ Mack, my quarterback, learned by sitting on the sidelines with his headphones on.
The thing I learned the most was just his mindset on, how he's setting up certain plays, how he's handling the situation. He always talks about, like, I'll manage the game, you manage the play. And just being able to really understand, his overall objective going into each drive and each game. And I'd say it was just, truly a gift and a blessing to be able to be on the sidelines for all those opportunities to really just intricately dissect what he was doing out there. And yeah, it was good in a stress-free environment, that's for sure.
I have a hunch you guys are going to laugh at this, but when you're walking through the World Series of Poker hallways in between breaks, there are a lot of players, headphones on, sitting cross-legged like JJ McCarthy does at the goalpost or whatever before a game.
Yeah.
And their eyes are shut, and essentially they are trying to Zen mode it and meditate during poker breaks, right?
Right.
Guess how many times I've done that? Zero. I wonder if that would help. Because
They're probably visualization.
Manifesting it.
Yeah.
They're trying to visualize decisions, think ahead, get in that mode, get in that mindset. Man.
You should do that.
I don't know. It works for JJ.
You'd be good at that.
At meditating?
Yeah.
I'd be better at sitting in the hallway than playing cards.
Yeah. You would be way better at that.
He's been sitting there for like 10 minutes. He's doing great.
Yeah.
Break's over, though, buddy.
Yeah.
I think he's dead.
Oh. They would just move on quickly.
What kind of meditation does he do? Does anybody know?
Transcendental.
I should know this. It's some yoga thing is what I've been told.
Some yoga thing. Okay.
Is it? Yeah. Can you go on the message boards and find out?
Can.
I mean, I could. I know some people that do the same stuff that he does.
And
I can't remember what they called it, but they say it works really, really well, and their life has been changed since they started doing it, and it's great. So I guess it's probably a good thing.
That's a hell of a breakdown. I'm gonna go to break, because the computer looks like it's having a fit, and we're gonna come back and see if the world still exists.
Sounds good. Let's try that.
Power Trip Morning Show after this on the Fan.